much, dear Luis. Once again, it is a pleasure to take part to this extraordinary, interesting Legistech interest conferences. And allow me, within the next few minutes, to present the use case of digital transformation in the Hellenic Parliament. And also many thanks to our discussant, to our discussant, that Jorge, that is going to assist us in the debate and the discussion process. Let me simply start by saying that the Hellenic Parliament case does not seem to be particularly different compared to many parliaments of the world. This, let's say, conversion of digital transformation activities, I hope most of you will agree with me, that has been somehow supported by the still raging pandemic in sometimes some places of the world. And the reason why it is so is at hand. It is because suddenly all the parliaments of the world, be it on the regional or subnational level, or also the national level, and sometimes the supranational level, have been presented with exactly the same problem that they had to overcome. And they could only do so because today the state of play in technology has reached a certain standard. It would be substantially different, I suppose, if the same situation have been presented, let's say, 10 or 20 years ago. Of course, this is another type of debate, maybe a philosophical debate, how parliaments would respond to it. But let me start by stating here the rather obvious, that most parliaments have tried to approach it using similar means, not the same, but similar though. So the digital transformation concept in the Hellenic Parliament, I would like to analyze it using three different levels or dimensions of analysis. The first level of analysis would be to present the regular way of things, the incremental approach that the institution took to digitally transform itself. And this way, of course, leads way back, much before the pandemic. And it would be the natural way of things, let's say. The second level or dimension of discussion would be the changes that were presented or inserted in the procedures or systems exactly due to the pandemic situation. And the third, and maybe different level than the previous one, is the research level or the strategic level, if you wish. It is the level of planning and thinking that the parliament did or does. I'm always referring to the Greek parliament, the Hellenic parliament, about what to introduce next. So it is a sort of a planning dimension, always regarding, again, digital transformation. Now, we don't have much time. Let's dedicate a few minutes to each of these three dimensions. And hopefully, during the discussion, we will have the possibility to dig in deep and find more about how these steps were planned and prepared and implemented. First, let's go to the standard issue. What was the case before the pandemic? Now, we were. One has to imagine we were in the 20s, so there were several old systems, let's say legacy systems, that were in place from the first decade of the century. These include for instance, the web portal, the parliamentary web portal, which is an essential instrument, not only to, of course, it's linked behind this. There are several other systems that are combined, for instance, the database and several other useful parliamentary systems. But of course, the portal is also a very interesting and useful tool for linking Parliament with the public and other agencies or organizations of the civil society. So early on, already 10 years before today, a procedure started to ramp up, to update this infrastructure, which is basic for all parliaments. I don't think there's a single organization, parliamentary organization, that does not have such a parliament, such a web portal, in different types or maybe degrees of advancement. So we already started developing these this portal and the systems that are around that. We have an exchange server that links parliamentarians and practitioners with their emails, and this is facilitated also through the portal. There is a dedicated document management system that where its information can be linked with the portal so that people can access this information through the portal. So all these systems started to be developed further, to evolve and enter the next, let's say, generation of systems. And for this, we cooperated with several other parliaments. We cooperated closely with the Austrian Parliament, which is a traditional partner of ours. We cooperated closely with the European Parliament, an umbrella, let's say, the supranational parliament of the European Union, and an umbrella parliament when it comes to innovation. Usually it shows the way. But also other parliaments to a small or big extent. So this is the first, let's say, level of changes or of transformation that we try to apply to our systems. You could identify similar changes to any other parliament, I suppose, in the world. This was the normal incremental way of things. Then the pandemic came, and suddenly we faced a series of very important issues to avoid complete disruption of parliamentary processes. So we used or tried to implement several systems that to counter balance this situation. The most important tools are that we introduced are the following four. First, digital signatures. Documents could not be circulated. We had to insert and popularize. There was there before digital signatures, but not to this high extent, to MPs and staffers. VPN access to everybody so that they can securely interact with each other from the distance. Expansion of teleconferencing facilities, very clear, I suppose, to everybody. And very important, we enhanced and put into place an electronic system for the submission of parliamentary control, electronic submission of parliamentary control. So this is the second level of discussion for the digital transformation processes in the Greek Parliament. And the third, and I would like here to close with, is the research or strategic planning level. So we were in the process of, or we had actively conducted these changes. But what's next? So unless you just randomly introducing system without knowing what is the outcome of this introduction, we thought, look, let's do some serious research here and plan for the next years, if not decade. And we were able to do that because we are very fortunate to have a strong research service in the Parliament. And this service that I have I'm very fortunate to be part of, did some research on what are the most important tools likely to be developed in the next years. And we were able to find a series of tools, to prioritize a series of tools that we started to develop. And this is, dear all, this is the third level of transformation that we were able to initiate, the strategic dimension. Thank you very much.